accounting, information systems, and different other topics. So the people have been very instrumental in working with some organizations across the world. So right now, actually, he's joining us from Nigeria. So the time in Nigeria, I think is, what's the time back there from this time? What's your time in Nigeria?
Yeah, it's 6:39 p.m.
So 6:39 p.m. So we're here 12:30. So obviously a big difference. So we appreciate Dr. Paul to join us today to share with us his experience, his knowledge about information systems, technology, and ethics, and also some of what he does in the organizations that he worked for. So I'm gonna let him say a little bit more about himself, and so we're going to start. And we thank you for your, participation. And the room is yours. I think you need me. You can share the screen, later.
All right, I will do that. Thank you very much, Dr. Nogera. Greetings to everyone in the class. Greetings from Nigeria. Like he did mention, I'm the training director of an association there in the United States, Association of Chartered Certified System Accountants Global, where technology is being deployed to bridge the digital divide in the teaching and practice of accounting, finance, and other related disciplines across the globe. A while ago, I spoke to Nigeria. This weekend, I'll be on my way to London for another conference. And one good thing about this training conference we have been doing, even together with Dr. Nigeria, is hands-on practicals we are going to see today. When I lay the theoretical foundation, then we'll do a practical demonstration. To start with, I will share my screen because of our time. If you can see my screen very well. Okay, let me do the slideshow from beginning. So in this class, I'll be discussing with us emerging technologies and ethical issues in the use of AI. AI is the acronym for artificial intelligence. We have all forms of intelligence. I tell people we have artificial intelligence, emotional intelligence, we have the intellectual one and different one. But now it is no longer news to every one of us in the class this evening that AI has come to stay. Artificial intelligence has come to stay. There has been complaint in some quarters that artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning, and the rest are taking over the job of people. And the advice I give to students, graduates, professionals, academia is that they should change as time changes and adapt themselves to the environment because the change has come to stay. The one thing that is permanent in life itself is change. So all we need to do is to prepare ourselves for these emerging technologies. In a while ago, you will see they will talk about ChatGPT. Another group of people, researcher will come out, try to look for a loophole, a lapses in ChatGPT. They come up with something different. Uh, I think 2 years ago, I started a study, that's a research now, in artificial intelligence. And within that 2 years, I, as a person, have discovered about 26 different artificial intelligence tools to do different things. So AI has come to stay, where in this presentation, aside the theoretical foundation we're going to lay by AI, we're also going to look at the ethical issues in the use of AI. For example, if you are given an assignment, we have some universities across the globe. I'm not talking about United States now. That that a student that students were given assignment and they deploy AI tool to answer the questions 100%. Of course, we have also software We have tools that will help detect how many percentage of AI tool you have used in your assignment, in your research, and in your project work. So, and that's where universities are now coming up to draw up AI policies, artificial intelligence policies. Okay, we know there's nothing new under the sun. Whatever you are doing, somebody is possible. Somebody have done something similar to that before. But then when we talk of the ethical issues now, each university will now decide how many percentage of the AI generated content is allowed, either for assignment or for test or even for project. Now, the learning objectives at the end of this class, we should be able to look at all this, understand key emerging technologies shaping business and management. Two, explore artificial intelligence and its ethical implications. A quick one, recently in one of our training program, we said one of the limitations of the use or one of the disadvantage of the use of artificial intelligence is that it has stopped critical thinking. Critical thinking. People no longer want to think, to rack their brain, to take care of some problem. They rely 100% on this. So at the end of this presentation, also we'll discuss how companies use AI in recruitment and employee management. We examine case studies on ethical challenges and best practices. Then we do demonstration of a simple AI tool or simulation. Now let's go. What are emerging technologies? When they say emerging technologies, number one, you can look at emerging technologies are new and rapidly evolving innovations. See it? They are what? New and rapidly evolving innovations that significantly transform how organizations operate and compete. Generally speaking, people will even tell us we are in an era generally called an era of digital Darwinism. Some call it digital revolution. Again, these technologies include artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, big data analytics, IoT, Internet of Things, and cloud computing. And the next thing that will come to mind, we say definition and relevance to management information and systems. Now, in management information system, emerging technologies enhance data collection, storage, analysis, and decision making. Because in management information system or information system, what we do there also is the use of technology to collect data. When you collect data, you process the data. When you process this data, it becomes information. That's data processing cycle. You collect data, you process the data, you have information, and that information is going to be the basis for decision making. And I keep saying something, you know, the GIGO principle, garbage in, garbage out. If your data collected is faulty and you still process the same data to arrive at information and you use the information as yardstick for decision making, that means your decision also is faulty. But with AI too, AI will help us detect. That's what we talk about, data cleaning. That's what is called data cleaning, data cleansing. From there, you'll be able to know the one that is germane to the decision you really want to take. So I say in management information system, emerging technologies enable automation of business processes and improve organizational efficiency. It also supports real-time communication and collaboration across departments. That is emerging technologies. Then it drives strategic alignment between technology and business goals. You have your business goals. For example, a business goal may be to maximize profit. And if you marry what I've said earlier, that we are in an era referred to as era of digital revolution. Now, do you know the more the sales you make, the more the revenue you have? And the more the revenue you have, if you can control your cost, then the more the profit. So it means the ability of an organization to make more profit, to maximize profit, is a function of the ability to make their product available to a wide range of customers. And that's where technology comes in. For instance, if I have, like our center, we just did the grand opening ceremony in Baton Rouge, is it 2 weeks ago, precisely on 4th of October. That center, if I just limit all our activities only within the community, that's the actual avenue where it's located, then, well, how much profit are we going to make? But with technology in place, we can deploy technology to make it public, to make our activities public in the whole of Louisiana state. And there we can attract more people to participate in what we do. Characteristics of emerging technologies. I don't want to waste much time here because we'll do some a little practical. Number one is innovation. Characteristics of emerging technology, as you can see in the screen, innovation. And here, when we say innovation, we are saying introduces new ways of solving problems, offering improved capabilities over traditional systems. Innovation. We talk of also creativity. Then we have disruption. In disruption, we talk challenges existing business models and processes. You disrupt. See one language they use. You'll be the one that is causing the disruption, so you will not be disrupted. In disruption, what we are saying is this emerging technology will challenge the status quo, that this is how it has been done before now. But another technology will come and say, no, this is not the way it ought to be done. There is a new way to do it and get better results. So scalability, that's another characteristics. Here we are saying it is designed, that these emerging technologies are designed to grow and adapt with organizational needs, allowing businesses to expand operations efficiently. That's scalability. We also have others, interconnectivity. This one is saying often integrate multiple systems. The agility, that's another characteristics. Now, I go to the next slide, but before I go, we will ask the question, importance for digital transformation and decision making. That is, what is the importance of emerging technologies for digital transformation and decision making? Here it acts as foundation of digital transformation, enabling innovation across business functions. It also improves data-driven decision making. Then facilitates automation. When we say emerging technology now, we talk of automation. Let me go to the next slide. If you can see my screen very well, key emerging technologies in the modern enterprise. Also, when we talk of emerging technologies, what are the key ones? Take note of this. These researchers, scholars are not sleeping. So as we are having some new technologies coming up, others are still carrying out more research to add. So key among them, can you see number one there? We have artificial intelligence and machine learning. Then we have big data and predictive analytics. We have Internet of Things, blockchain and smart contracts, robotics and process automation, then cloud computing and edge computing. Then we have the generative AI, that's ChatGPT, that here, and there are a lot of them in that category, generative AI. But in a word, just one word, if I want to say key emerging technologies, and I said the first one, we have the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Very simple explanation here. AI enables machines to simulate human intelligence for problem solving, reasoning, and learning. Somebody put it this way: if you want to define what is artificial intelligence, it's just enabling machine to mimic the human intelligence so that tasks that are performed by human being is now performed by machine. That is artificial intelligence. Now, again, in artificial intelligence, we say machine learning allows systems to learn from data and improve performance without explicit programming. That is machine learning. Then when we talk of big data, you can pencil this down. When we talk of big data, here we'll be talking of a volume of data. We are talking of variety of data. We talk of velocity of data. We talk of value. See, big data are large data, and they are described with four major V's. I've talked about volume, that is, they are large in volume. Then varieties, different data. It can be student's name, student classes, student courses, student place of birth, student location, different. That's variety. Then we talk of velocity. Then we talk of also the value of this data. And in predictive analytics, you see number two, there are big data and predictive analytics. We are saying to predict, you use data to predict. And to do this, we use algorithm and statistical models to anticipate future trends and behavior. So I will take a practical example. If you collect data on the cost of production for year one and year two, you say cost of production. Okay, don't let me use cost of production. Let me use something that is very good that you can conversant with. That I say, okay, cost of a product. Let's say iPhone. You have the various costs of product. Maybe the January, you say it's $800, February, $900, March, of course, as a result of inflation, they say $920, April, you say $500, maybe it drop. Then May, I'm talking of 2025 now, May, $750, June, and so on. Once you have this data collected with artificial intelligence and predictive analytics, you will be able to predict what the price of that iPhone gonna be in the next month. That's what predictive analytics can do. Let me take another example. If you collect the result of students, maybe from management information system for the past 5 years, what are their grades? Human intelligence, human being can, if you want to use your human intelligence and manually, you cannot predict that result. But if I collect the performance, the result of students in management information system as a course for the past 10 years from Southeastern Louisiana University, and I use the predictive analytics tool, I give this data and I say, predict what the scores of this social student will be in year 11. See, I've collected their scores, that's the data, for the past 10 years. And I want to have an idea what the performance gonna be year 11. Predictive analytics tool can predict that. Though it may be biased, it may not be accurate, but it will give an idea because there is a pattern that is being followed. Then Internet of Things. In Internet of Things, we are talking of network of interconnected physical devices that collect and share data via the internet. Let me take that again. Interconnected, that's the network of interconnected physical devices that collect and share data via the internet. It enhances real-time monitoring, automation, and efficiency in operations and logistics. Examples, we have the smart factories, connected vehicles, and intelligent inventory systems. These are examples of Internet of Things. Then we have robotics, blockchain, and smart contracts. Of course, in blockchain, what we are saying, a decentralized digital ledger. Some of you who have a touch of accounting, in accounting, we have what is called double entry principle. And that double entry principle, they will just tell you debit one account, credit another account. If you are doing it manually, you do a ledger, debit one account, credit. But when you involve or when you invest in what is called digital assets, in digital assets, you need an electronic platform that will help you to record your transactions. Like some of you who have investment in cryptocurrencies, maybe you have invested in cryptocurrencies. So blockchain is a decentralized digital ledger that ensures transparency and tamper-proof record keeping. That is blockchain and smart contract. Then the next one, we have robotics and process automation. Here it involves the use of robots or software bot to perform repetitive rule-based tasks efficiently. And this is one of the reasons why some people have lost their jobs. Thousands and thousands. Somebody performing a repetitive task. Maybe you work on part-time in a particular organization as student, and all you do every day is to just check vouchers to confirm whether they are genuine, whether they are okay. Or let me pick another task, maybe payroll, check payroll. And you are not the only one doing this job, but you are doing the same thing every time. They may deploy robots and process automation. That's robotics and process automation. Since it's a repetitive task, daily routine, they can now say, instead of human being doing this over and over, let us program a robot to perform the task for us. That's robotics. Then we have the cloud computing and edge computing. In cloud computing, we are saying the computing device that delivers on-demand access to computing resources via the internet. It enables scalability, cost efficiency, and remote collaboration. If you ask me now, I should relate this to our accounting. We have what is called cloud accounting. And in cloud accounting, we are saying students or accountants, professionals, or users don't need to buy the hardware, don't need to buy the physical software and install on their desktop. All you just need is internet access. You need the domain name. You can access these devices or this software from the website of the service provider. Then you process your transaction, generate your result, or generate your financial report for decision making. Like the last one there, generative AI. These are AI models that can create new content such as text, images, videos, and music from existing data. We are going to take a practical demonstration shortly. So we go to the next one, the power of artificial intelligence, the power of AI, artificial intelligence. And the first thing here from the screen, you see the screen here, so what is AI and how it works? Ladies and gentlemen, it's no longer news that AI has come to stay. But what is AI? It refers to the simulation of human intelligence by machines. I've said that earlier. When you allow machine to mimic the human intelligence, so that tasks which were intended to perform by human being now performed by machine. The algorithm, step-by-step procedures that guide AI system to analyze data and produce outcomes. So artificial intelligence, of course, work with algorithm. Then you have to train large set of data to make this thing happen. That's the training data there. Then neural networks. When you say neural networks, they are systems inspired by the human brain that process information through layers to identify complex relationships. AI applications. See the next one here. AI applications in management, accounting, and human resources. Of course, in management, AI automates decision making using real-time analytics and forecasting. Then in accounting, AI can help automate invoice processing, fraud detection, and auditing tasks. Then for human resources, AI streamlines recruitment and candidate screening. using AI-driven tools. We are going to do that demonstration shortly. Of course, examples of AI in action, we have recommendation systems. This one suggests products or content based on user behavior. Chatbots, virtual assistants, AI in recruitment. We're going to do the practical demonstration of that. Now we are going into the practical session now. That's the next slide. Practical demonstration, an interactive session. Now, if you look at what I've done here, if you see my screen very well, we have three options, but out of these three options, I will just pick only option one because I have the data to use to demonstrate that. Maybe in future, like Dr. Noguera did mention, once I'm back to the United States, by God's grace, I will come visit Southeastern Louisiana University. But for now, because of our time, we'll look at the first option. That's option one. Live demo. See it here. Live demonstration, that's live demo using ChatGPT or Gemini. This one will show how AI answers management or human resources queries. For you as students, that undergraduate student, or even postgraduate student, there will be a time you graduate. With this, I'm going to show us today, it will enable you, it will help you. How do I fine-tune my CV, my resume, to meet the requirement of the employers, of those who want to hire? Or if you have your CV, how do you know that you qualify for a particular job that's being advertised? I know that job with state qualification. Okay, we want you to have a PSC in management information system, but is that one sufficient? Sometimes they talk about experience as well. Have you imagined it? Why somebody with a master's in management information system, we apply for a job, and another person with just BSc in management information system apply for the same job, and they end up giving the job to the person with the lower qualification. So it's more than just your paper qualification. There are other things they're looking in your resume before they decide whether you are qualified for that position. So in the demonstration I'm going to do shortly, we'll see how AI can help analyze your resume to see whether you qualify for a particular job. You will also see how AI can review your CV and recommend to you the area that need improvement if you want to be hired or if you want to get the job that is being advertised. But I've summarized all these things. So that's the option I'm looking at. I will just leave out option two. Option two is to demonstrate AI resume screening tool. It's called resumematch.io. Then this next one is option three, but we limit ourselves in this lecture for just the first option. Now, let me do a quick summary of what you can do with the AI tool we are going to see. See the first one, 5 demonstration queries for the sample CV or resume. It means if you have your resume ready, or what we call curriculum vitae CV ready, with artificial intelligence, see this AI evaluation query. That's evaluate candidates' resume and summarize their strengths and weaknesses for a mid-level management information systems role. So with the AI tool, either ChatGPT or Gemini, you can import your CV and it will perform this. Number two, it will do for us, can do for a job match query. See it here. There's a question. Based on this resume, list the top 5 job titles or roles this candidate is most qualified for. Now, this is interesting. You have your resume, your degree is maybe business admin or management information system, but you want to find out what other job opportunities available open to you qualify for. We're going to see that. Then number three, this tool, AI tool, can help in the improvement suggestion query. That suggests ways to improve the resume. I mentioned this earlier. That is, when you import your resume into either Gemini or ChatGPT, it will tell you the area you need to repackage or review your resume in order to meet the requirement of the job opportunity. See, the fourth one, ethical reflection query. If an AI recruitment tool uses only resume data to make hiring, what potential ethical risk to also show us the risk involved by using AI? Once again, companies today use artificial intelligence. When they collect CV, they advertise a job position and maybe 1,000 people apply. If human being will sit down, apart from human error, there may be human bias, but with artificial intelligence, AI tool, in just some few seconds, it will analyze and summarize and even suggest the best candidate for that position. But then what we are saying in ethical issues here is that we cannot also rely on artificial intelligence 100%. And I'd advise people also that no matter the sophistication of the AI tool you are deploying or you are using, the place of human intelligence and ingenuity cannot be overemphasized. But it takes the student or human being who even know the right thing for you to criticize what the AI is giving to you. So the place of human intelligence, human ingenuity, very, very important. The last one is comparison or ranking query. So see the questions now. What I'm going to do now, I will go straight and do a practical demonstration. I have a CV, that's a resume now. I'm going to import the CV into the AI tool. Then I will now give a directive that I'll prompt the tool that, okay, perform for me the following task. We have 5 of them. Let me stop sharing. I will coming back to that. So I'm launching. I know this is a popular AI to everybody, ChatGPT, but we have another one. See it here, Google Gemini. So either after this class, you can sit down, get a CV yourself, maybe get one resume either online, and try and compare and contrast the results ChatGPT is going to give you, compare with that of Gemini. I can use ChatGPT. See what I'm doing here? I want to import the resume. What are we demonstrating here? How you can use AI tool to analyze your resume or CV, as the case may be. So I have the CV. Let me go and import it. Okay, let me open. I will show us the CV first. So I have a CV here. I will show it to us. See, okay, see a CV here. That's my own CV anyway. You see what I've written there? Paul Adejola, that's the name. That's my address. Professor of Accounting, Business, Finance, and IT. Now, assuming I'm looking for a job somewhere, I know, okay, without even they advertising anything, I know I can fit in into accounting, business and finance, IT. But then we want to go to specific, other than just accounting, business, finance, and IT. What else can this my CV fetch me? What am I qualified also to do other than this area of my specialization? So all I will do, I will go to ChatGPT. I will share the screen for you to see now. So when you launch ChatGPT, just watch. I've launched ChatGPT. Then the next thing is for me to, I want to import. Just a moment. See, hard I'll click on this. I go to my desktop. I know I have where I have that CV, my presentation. Then I click on my CV. Now I will just pick one. Time will not permit me. I have two CVs there. There's one of Dr. Ati Sharma. She's also a professor in one university. With ChatGPT, you can even import the CV of two people and compare who best qualify for a position. See what I've done now? I've imported the resume into the ChatGPT tool. Then the next thing, I will bring the query. Just watch what I'm doing from those queries I've shown here. See what I'm writing. I say, find attached the resume of Paul Adejola, and now say perform the following. See what I'm saying? Perform the following. I drop this. Look at what I've done. I'm saying find attach the resume of Paul Adejola, then perform the following. 1. AI evaluation query. See the question. Evaluate this candidate's resume and summarize the strengths and weaknesses for a mid-level management information system. 2. Based on this resume, list the top 5 job titles or roles this candidate is most qualified for. See another one. Suggest ways to improve this resume to increase its chances of passing through an AI-based applicant tracking system. Then 4, if an AI recruitment tool uses only resume data to make hiring decisions, what potential ethical risks or biases might occur? Then the last one, okay, let me remove the last one because it's saying compare this resume with another. If I want it to compare, I need to bring in the second or more resume. So we just leave it at 4 queries. I delete. Then what? I put this. Let's see the response. We want to know now which other job opportunity open. See it here. See the solution. AI evaluation query. And from this query, see strengths based on the resume I've imported and based on my query. See what it's saying? Strengths, academic and professional breadth. Leave that one. Okay, time will not permit me to read all this. Digital and technological expertise, leadership and training, global exposure, research productivity. Huh? See here, global exposure, extensive international teaching, research, and conference engagement across the USA, UK, UAE, and Africa. Let's leave that. Research productivity, communication and teaching skills, experience, curriculum design, online teaching, public speaking, and peer collaboration. See weaknesses. Industry experience gap, length and density, limited quantifiable outcomes, terminology fit, overall fit. And he said highly qualified for academic, training, or consulting roles in MIS or accounting information system. Remember, the very first question here is the very first query. We say evaluate this candidate's resume and summarize the strengths and weaknesses for a mid-level management information system role. Because of time, see query number 2. Job match query. Based on content and keyword relevance, the top 5 job titles best aligned with this resume are C. And it will interest you to know that this is the first time I'm even using ChatGPT to analyze my own CV as I was preparing for this class. I said, okay, let me use my CV. So to me, it's also a plus, an eye opener. I have at least 5 other areas. See, job match query. Say based on content and keyword relevant, the top 5 job titles best aligned with this resume are professor, lecturer in management information or accounting information system, director of training and digital transformation, information system consultant, That's accounting and audit analytics, program project manager, research and development specialist. Now let's see query number 3, improvement suggestion query to increase ATS pass rates and recruiter visibility. See, the recommendation is saying I should do to my resume. 1, reduce file length to 2 to 3 pages, focusing on the last 10 to 15 years of experience. Say use standard section titles recognized by ATS, summary, experience, education, and so on. Keyword optimization include modern MIS relevant keywords throughout data analytics, business intelligence, ERP, quantity achievement, conciseness and relevant. And the last one, say ethical reflection query. If AI tools evaluate candidates solely on resume data, several ethical concerns arise, and he has itemized bias reinforcement. Ladies and gentlemen, that is one of the areas of emphasis when we talk of ethical issues in the use of artificial intelligence. Bias reinforcement, context loss, data inequality, transparency issues, cultural and linguistic bias. See, now say ethical recommend combine AI pre-screening with human contextual review. What this tool is recommending is this. It is not sufficient for recruiters, for companies to rely solely on AI in their selection process. The human element is very, very important, the human touch. So that is what we are demonstrating. Let me go now to take a conclusion. The next slide says artificial intelligence in hiring and human resource management. See, it's relevant here. Resume scanning and candidate ranking using algorithm. AI can do that. Automated video interviews and emotion analysis. Can you imagine that even AI can analyze your emotions? Are you jittering? Are you shaking? Are you afraid? Artificial intelligence will detect that. Predictive analytics for employee performance, that if an employee has performed worse or bad for the past 5 years consistently, so you can use AI to predict the performance of that employee in the next coming year, all things being equal, if nothing change. Then we have benefits, efficiency, speed, data-driven decisions, risk, the risk of the use of AI, bias, privacy invasion, lack of transparency. Then ethical issues in AI usage. Number 1, bias and discrimination. We've been saying that if you rely on artificial intelligence, if you check very well, ChatGPT will even tell you, I make mistakes. There's a caveat there. So you cannot rely on ChatGPT or any other AI tool 100%. But like I told us, the place of human brilliance and ingenuity, very, very important. Because if ChatGPT give you a wrong answer, it will take somebody who really know the correct answer to be able to detect that this thing is not correct. I, as a professor, I have a particular question in oil and gas accounting because it's one of the courses I teach, oil and gas, see, environmental oil and gas accounting. So I have this particular question that I've been solving for my students in the class for the past years. So one day I decided to, it's one of the period I was carrying out the research in AI. So I gave the same question to AI to solve for me. Honestly, AI give me a completely different solution from what I've been solving, and I'm sure of that my own answer. So we should be careful when we are using artificial intelligence to solve a problem, particularly quantitative problem. Transparency, that's another ethical issue. Black box decision and lack of explainability, privacy and data protection, misuse of personal information. All manner of information available now. Now I've imported my CV, it's no longer secure. Yeah. So accountability, who is responsible for AI decisions? Accountability. Who are you going to hold responsible? If AI has asked you, okay, your CV is not good enough, or I'm just using CV, maybe AI has given you a decision or guide you to take a decision, and you now take that decision, and the decision happen to be faulty, who is responsible? Then job displacement. Can you see that? Automation and future of work. That's another ethical issue. Manipulation and deep fakes, misinformation risk. These are some of the ethical issues in the use of artificial intelligence. Now, finally, we say balancing innovation with ethics. Innovation. Here, for us to balance innovation, of course, the use of artificial intelligence is one of the innovation of our time. So, and a while ago, I've shown us the biases involved with AI. So, how do we balance it now? See, the meaning is we need technologies, we need emerging technologies, but these technologies have their limitations. How do we now balance and have a solid start? One, building trust through responsible AI practices. As students, when you use AI for an assignment or use AI for a project, disclose. I learned some universities have started asking students to disclose the particular AI tool they use in solving the problem given to them. Fantastic. Number two, implementing human in the loop systems. Um, in accounting, there's what we call human resources accounting. And the proponent of human resources accounting are saying if you invest billions of dollars, millions of dollars in machines, in technology, you still need the human touch. Of course, technology don't just drop from above, they don't just drop from heaven. Some people put them together. So the place of human being in technology can very important. Ethical audits and data governance frameworks and training managers to understand AI ethics. This is the ways we can balance. Case study, we have Amazon AI recruiting tool. In this case, this thing happened in 2014. Amazon happened in 2014. But at the end of the day, they use AI to recruit. See the lesson, the importance of diverse data set and human oversight. The limitation in that case study is that gender bias issue. There was a gender bias issue because of time. We'll not go through that. But actually, it was in 2018, Amazon discontinued its AI recruiting tool after discovering bias against female applicants. You know, we say AI have some limitations. Now, I stop here with a group discussion. I have my own question before you ask me your own. See the screen. The first question here is, should companies disclose when AI is used to screen job applicants? See that question again. JP Morgan Chase Bank want to recruit staff, and they've asked people to submit their resume. And JP Morgan Chase Bank deploy AI to do the selection processes. This question is now asking you and me, or is asking you, should JP Morgan Chase Bank disclose to the public that we use AI in our selection process? That's the question. Anybody want to respond to that? While we are waiting for any response. Number two, can AI ever be truly unbiased? Then the third one, how can business leaders ensure ethical AI adoption? Interaction. Let's hear who want to answer either of the any of the three questions.
Anyone? Any ideas? Go ahead.
I think they should disclose it when they use it for job applicants because AI is not always unbiased. And it could, like he said, I mean, at one point it was choosing male applicants over female applicants, and I feel like that's something somebody should know going into a job interview.
Perfect. Yeah. Were you able to hear a little bit on that? Huh?
Yeah, I do. That the company
Yeah,
should
you hear,
disclose, right?
hear on that? Let me see. I think the volume should be. That's max.
Yeah, I got her.
Do
I got
you
her.
hear
That
it?
AI is biased. The case of Amazon, the case study I just discussed in 2018. Amazon actually discontinued its AI recruiting tool after discovering bias against female applicants. Ah,
Anyone else?
see the other
But
question, try and react to that. Can AI ever be truly unbiased?
but let me Paul. Let me ask back to Dan. Hey, how many? Raise your hand. How many agree that a company should disclose if they're okay? So, but you got less than maybe not even half percentage. So some of the others say no, but they are not sure. Why not? I mean, tell me those
Okay.
who didn't raise their hand why companies should not disclose the way they are using AI to check your resume or to hire you.
In job applicants.
Yeah, any one of those who didn't raise your hand. Tell me. Okay, go ahead.
I think they should, but also if the people that own the company want to do it their way, they can obviously do that.
Yeah, I think Do you hear what is one of the students said? Is they should be able to they should disclose, but they also should be able to not to do it. I guess that's what.
Okay, that's in
So,
between now.
but
Yeah.
yeah, and then and also I comment on that because the current process before the AI is that normally when you go to an interview, they don't tell you, this is the rubric we're going to use. This is how we're going to evaluate you. So I think if you assume that, then will be okay for them to use AI, I guess, without telling you. So that might be the other side. But anyway, what about the question 2? Can AI
And
ever be truly unbiased?
No.
How many say no? How many say no? Okay, just 4. So everybody else say that they actually could be unbiased.
you think so? All right, let me just lend my voice to this question too. Um, do you know? Okay, let's go back to that principle, ego principle, garbage in, garbage out. Do you know if I want AI to favor me and I'm the one to provide the data that the AI will process to form a decision or to process the data into information that will be used for basis of decision making. If the data I feed in to the AI tool is biased, of course, the end product is also biased. Oh, that's number one. Number two, when you use ChatGPT or Gemini or any other AI tool and you ask, maybe somebody asks, define management information system. What are they? I will give you a very classic example. In one of our conferences, when I talk about big data, I, I talk about Z3Vs. I talk about volume. I talk about velocity. I talk about varieties. And as I was doing my presentation, I stopped at 3. Somebody now quickly use ChatGPT to check up the meaning of big data analytics. As at that point in time, Of course, my content also, some of them I got from ChatGPT, but as at that time, ChatGPT maybe has upgraded the data, the source from which he draw from. They now added another one, value. So immediately one of the attendees say, so there is another value. So at any point in time, information change, people change, environment change. And when you have new information today, the one of yesterday may not be relevant. So as long as AI tool is not using a live data, that is data capturing what is happening in real life, the tendency of biasness or being biased cannot be eliminated. Have you checked your ChatGPT? That ChatGPT will even tell you, I make mistake. ChatGPT sometimes will also tell you any information beyond this so years is not covered. Thank you. So what I'm trying to tell us is you should not rely 100% on the results generated via AI tool. And that's also to tell us the place of human intelligence and ingenuity, very, very important in the use of artificial intelligence. Let's go to number 3. How can business leaders ensure ethical AI adoption? We've talked about university. Okay.
Future leaders. So you're on path to be the future leader. So how will you were a manager of a store, a business? How would you ensure ethical? You want to use? You definitely want to use AI. I think you told me you got a business, yeah. So how would you ensure that if you want to use AI now to hire? You said that you were looking to hire 2 employees or so, and you wanted to use AI to screen the resume. How would you ensure that?
Ensure that the resume is not AI.
No, that you're gonna have ethical use of AI.
On their part or my part?
Your part.
On my part, well, that's just to see, I suppose. We don't know. It's just going to further develop. So, on my part, it's really, whatever I decide to use it for. Like bigger companies might, it's more useful for them. For me, I more or less wouldn't have to use it. But I can see like big companies having to use it to process multiple resumes, screen multiple people at a time for like time saving purposes. So that's really.
All right, perfect. Anyone else? Or the other side or the other way to see the question is, how would you expect or how would you like businesses to use AI, to adopt AI, and which relates to the previous one, which is, okay, you want them to disclose to you their use and what it is how it is that they're going to use it, then that would be ethical. They're being transparent, which is very important.
Yeah.
And so, you as a leader, or as a business owner, manager, or later on in the company, you will want your business and you to be transparent. I think that transparency is probably the key, one of the key for us.
Making sure that they always double check their AI. They don't solely rely on it.
Perfect. Yeah. The data.
Make sure that what you're putting out there is correct.
Yes.
Put it through.
Perfect. Yeah, which is what Paul was talking about in terms of garbage in, garbage out. And the fact that AI, you're getting data in, but your data might be outdated. How often is your business going to be updating your algorithms or the models that you use to feed your data in? Not just the data, but also even the models. The models might be biased. Like what he was saying about the females, Amazon being able, discriminating about females employees, because their model, probably whoever designed the model there was going to take off, females applicants. That's kind of something. So you see, so also being in compliance. So anyway, go ahead.
All right. Future of AI and emerging technologies. see a rise of generative AI autonomous systems. I mentioned earlier that people are still carrying on research. So we should not conclude that we have seen it all. More to come. The ethical challenges of deep fakes, misinformation, and surveillance. So this need to be dealt with. Ethical challenges of deep fakes, the need for AI literacy and governance. I think if I get it right, in Louisiana State University, there is a master's program they are offering now in AI prompting. Can you see AI prompting? Because it takes correct instruction to AI for you to get the correct response. So I think I saw that masters in AI prompting, just how to give instruction to artificial intelligence. And in conclusion, we know if we say the key takeaway from this presentation is that number one, artificial intelligence and some other emerging tools, emerging technologies has come to stay. And I did mention that the only way we will not be disrupted is for us to change and as time change and adapt ourselves to the environment. Another way, very key important takeaway is for you to find out the key technology relevant to the decision you want to take part time. So we talk about the ethical issues that AI bias. I will give example of Amazon. And the last one, a very, very important takeaway is that no matter the sophistication of the AI tool, the place of human intelligence and brilliance cannot be overemphasized. That's key takeaway. And here I say the dual nature of AI, powerful but needs guidance. The ethics as a competitive advantage. That is, in Louisiana, in Southeastern Louisiana University, if AI is allowed, what we expect is that the university should have guidelines, ethics for AI use. How many percentage, how much of AI generated content is allowed? I have a case of a student from one university in Africa. This student, a PhD student, did his thesis and 100%, this real life now. The guy used AI to generate all the content from introduction to conclusion, everything. And his thesis, very, very brilliant, very perfect. They scored him distinction. They gave him distinction. It was after the guy left the university, maybe a year after graduation, thereabout. They now discover, I think they subjected it to a plagiarism test or AI test. They now discover that this guy have used AI to generate all this content, but it's already gone. But if my own question is, can that university do they have the authority to call him back to withdraw the certificate already given almost a year? Anyway, that is a real life scenario now. Call to students, see, be innovators. Be what? Innovators with integrity. When we say innovators here, that is focus on deploying, or you yourself can come up with one technology tomorrow. That's innovation. But as you are doing that also, and if you are not coming out with technology, you devise a new way to solve your problem. That's the innovation. But as you are doing that, integrity is very important. I mentioned also during the course of my lecture that there are some professors now who tell their students, anytime I give you assignment and you use any AI tool to solve that problem, you should disclose in your references the particular AI tool you have utilized. It's just similar to, okay, somebody have written an assignment, they'll say references. So in that references, after referencing maybe some textbooks you consulted, you should also state the AI tool you have used there. In that case, you will be seen as a student, not only as an innovator, but also a student with integrity. So, leadership by example. Even myself, now that I'm taking this lecture, I use my own references and my resources. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you very much. Any questions to Paul? Any question again? Maybe 1 or 2 questions. Any question? Anything you can ask about the subject or anything you heard about. Go ahead.
Do you think like 10 to 20 years from now that AI would have a negative impact on the economy because of the loss of jobs?
Yeah, 20 years. 20 years is too far. Even currently, it's already having negative effect on the economy. A lot of people losing their jobs. Is it early this year or late last year? I'm trying to still remember the name of that company in the United States there that laid off 3,000 workers, 3,000, because they've deployed emerging technology, not only AI. The other time I talk of robotics, they've deployed that. So it's going to have effect. That's why maybe a subsequent in a subsequent meeting, if the professor, that's your lecturer, give another opportunity, we will now begin to look at some specific jobs that are still relevant, that AI, even with the deployment of AI, you will still be in job. Now they even advise students, okay, when you are going to university to study a course, they will tell them, don't study this one, don't study this one. So I like that question. Not 20 years, even now, it's already affecting people. A lot of people now without jobs. And more
Okay,
still
well,
to come.
okay, so we thank you, Paul, a lot,
Thank
and we
you.
hope you have some rest, and we hope to see you,
Thank you. Thank
another
you all.
time. So
Thank you,
thank you a
class.
lot we
Have a
appreciate it.
great
Thank
day.
you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.